by all accounts in Dáil Éireann yesterday.
Yeah, and I think I would have to sympathise with the people. That level of frustration and annoyance would be equally with the sitting TDs or the elected TDs. You know, it's not the ideal situation that any of us wanted to be in, and you know, I would be in the same shoes, sharing the frustration. But it's a very complex process. I suppose for the first time as a country, we've been landed in a situation that we haven't been in before, and it is taking time to work this through. And from a positive perspective point of view, I think we're better off taking it slowly and getting something at the end of this process that will last for at least a number of years and take that uncertainty away from it. Because as I said myself, that we need stability. The country needs stability. We need stability as TDs. Everybody needs stability. The economy needs stability. So it's very important whatever's put together, Angus, at the end of the day will actually work. And I think yesterday, while frustrating, and it was frustrating for ourselves as well, it was another step in that process where now Fianna Gael are off the pitch. We've now accepted that the independents didn't back us yesterday, but therefore we're no longer in a position to form a minority government. So now we've basically two options left to us. A minority government facilitated by Fianna Gael or a new election. And the negotiation teams have recommenced negotiations this morning, and that was only suspended yesterday to let that vote happen. So that's where we are at the moment, Angus. I understand the frustration that's out there. I sympathise with the people. I'm in the very same situation myself.
You say the independents didn't back Micheál Martin, they didn't back Enda Kenny. He got 2 votes from independent candidates. But do you think your own leader, Micheál Martin, might have made a mistake, done the wrong thing, issuing that ultimatum to independents yesterday to vote for him, or else that was their last chance?
Well, no, in fairness, I think as Fianna Fáil members, we sort of had to say, well, we have to draw the line somewhere. Micheál had put himself forward twice before. He said this was the last time he was going to do that. And he would hope that if he got the support of the independents yesterday, then he would have been in a stronger position to form a minority government. But he didn't receive that support by the independents, and therefore we are now off that pitch. And listen, while it's protracted and it's slow, it has moved it on to the next level. As somebody said, we started with 4 nominations for Taoiseach. The second day we had 3. Yesterday we had 2. So hopefully the next day we will have 1, and there'll be some form of agreement on that prior to the meeting.
Pat, there have been a lot of allegations of political manoeuvring, which is fair enough, that's par for the course, but time wasting as well, which a lot of people don't have time for. We had initially, before the negotiations began, contact between Micheál Martin and Enda Kenny. It was a case of he said, I said, and I contacted him first, I contacted him first. And there seems to be a lot of miscommunication. And then there was this issue with the Fianna Fáil document wasn't ready in time to negotiate with Fine Gael the other day. Like, Fianna Fáil isn't necessarily new to all this. Like, Fianna Fáil has essentially written the book on political manoeuvring. Do they want to be in government? Do you want to be in government at all?
Well, in fairness, we ran on the platform of providing an alternative government, and we wanted to remove the current government and provide that alternative. We failed in doing that, and we didn't get the numbers to achieve that. So we're in a completely different scenario now. Listen, time wasting, I could say, possibly agree with you, but as I said at the introduction there, it is a very delicate process, and it has to be worked out. And it's new for the country, and it's a new formation that we're probably looking at now for a number of years forward, how a minority government will actually work and how you actually operate a stable minority government.
And a final question for you then, Pat, before I let you go. At this stage, you say we're in a new situation now, minority government. We haven't had to deal with that here in Ireland for decades. Do you think we're going to get a minority government, and if so, soon? And how long will it last?
Well, I think, being honest with you and not being anything, I think next Wednesday is probably too soon. I think it won't be fully. Maybe it will if things work well over the weekend, and there's a number of probably parameters that have to be set down as to just the practical operation of how a minority government practically is going to work. Before we even get into detail of any policies, of anything physically, how is this going to work like? And that's all to be worked out, I suppose. So I think we're probably, next Wednesday would be fantastic if we could do it. I would ask the public to give a bit more time in order to get something that will give stability to the country, to allow it to move forward. If that doesn't work out, I think we're getting a lot closer to the end game than where we were 2 weeks ago.
And you're asking the public to give more time. Today is 7 weeks since we went to the polls. How much more time would you like the public to give the politicians?
Angus, if you look across Europe, certainly I think it was Belgium was 14, 16 months. Spain were 3 months.
We are the fastest growing economy in the Eurozone, though, and up to there we had a stable government.
We need to keep the fastest growing economy in Europe, and that's where stability is of the critical importance. And without stability, we won't have that economic growth. And we must get that stability. And the last thing we want is an unstable government. And Fianna Gael has said from day one, we will act responsibly in facilitating a minority government.
OK, well, Pat Casey, I'm sure the electorate will all eagerly be watching developments in Dáil Éireann next Wednesday to see if we might finally get some sort of stable government, as you're hoping to get it also. Thank you very much for joining us on the morning show.
Thank you. All the best. Bye-bye.
There you go. That's Pat Casey's view, Fianna Gael, on the formation or the attempts to form a new government. He's asking for more time. What do you think? Text us 08777 11 103. Do they deserve more time? A couple of texts I just see coming in there now. Have all the TDs, have they been elected, and what kind of wage are they getting? If so, why are they being paid when we don't have a government? Someone else, it's a bit disingenuous of Pat Casey. I'm sure they don't really care. I'm sure he's getting his big salary for doing nothing. I think it's fair to kind of label that one Pat Casey. They're all getting their salaries at the moment. I know there is a lot of frustration because seemingly there is no progress being made, and this stalemate just goes on and on and on. And as we say, it's 7 weeks now since we went to the polls, and it'll be next Wednesday when the government or the TDs will meet again to try and elect a Taoiseach and indeed a government once more. Anyway, we'll park politics there for the moment because I'm joined in studio